Prince Andrew. I said this yesterday, and I had a very serious response from Matt Wilkinson from The Sun, who said, I said, why doesn't he just go? And he went, where? Where? What do you do with Prince Andrew? I'll tell you what's going to happen, by the way, and you'll laugh at me.
Go on.
You wait for her to turn on him and sell a tell-all book, Fergie. You wait when the money runs out. You watch. He's finished, man. Finished.
Right. Prince Andrew is the same age as me.
Is he?
I'm a couple of months older than him.
You look much older than him.
Yeah, well, I've had a harder life, haven't I? I've not had a life of privilege.
I fed you that line.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I get my old age pension in December this year.
How old are you?
I will be 66.
I thought you were 67 you were supposed to have it.
No, I qualify for it at 66.
Do you know how much you get?
Yes.
What?
Just under 12 grand a year.
Do you?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with that then?
Well, I've paid my stamp, and I've
paid my stamp, Governor.
I paid my stamp for a very long time, over 50 years. So Prince Andrew's. So my birthday's the 11th of December 1959. Prince Andrew's birthday is the 19th of February 1960.
Right.
So he's just a couple of months behind me. Now the rules change a little bit, so he might not get his pension on his birthday. Might get a couple.
Will he
of months
get a pension? Do
later.
royals get pension?
If he's paid his stamp, he will. So by about April, he should get that 12 grand a year.
Yep.
And he's also got 20 grand a year from his
Navy pension. Yep. Join the army, be a man. Join the Navy, feel a man, my dad used to say. What?
32 grand a year before he gets out of bed.
That'll pay for the gardeners. Yep.
So I think get him a 3-bed semi, you know, and a decent family run around or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know, the equivalent of a Ford Cortina or whatever it is.
You're so old. You're older than me. A Ford Cortina. Brilliant.
So he's got a decent motor on the drive. He's got a 3-bed semi. I tell you what, buy a 3-bed semi that could be extended, so he could have a project, couldn't he? He could project manage, looking after overseeing the building.
I think I fancy a playroom.
Oh no, Christ,
that was the wrong thing to say.
Was dreadful. Right?
Can I just say, I've just renovated a house because I've got more kids than Boris Johnson. We built an extension that's a playroom. Can I just make that point?
So we'd have a project, something to get up and do every day, and all that kind of thing, and then just farm him off to it. It's like end of story.
On a serious note, somebody said to me,
I'm being serious.
Well, it doesn't work for me. Somebody said he'll end up in the Gulf states, that he's got rich backers and rich friends. But the fact of the matter is, to me, there's a bigger issue, and people who listen to this station will know I'm a royalist. The old man worked for the Queen Mother. I was brought up as a royalist. I fear that this royal family is creaking, and too much more of this stuff, and the Republicans are going to have a moment here. The King has cancer, we know. I wait with bated breath to see what happens there. I believe that William will save the monarchy. I hope he and Catherine. But you look at Harry and Meghan, and you look at them. I mean, this guy, he's a slime ball, and I'm just being completely honest. And people are starting to say, let's be straight. They're going, yeah, but you've got to understand his mental health is being affected. Yeah, it wasn't when he was flying to Epstein's Island, was it, to be fair? But they are money grabbers, he and Fergie, and it ain't going to stop. And I suspect the King thinks, because people will go, just throw him out. Imagine them in not America, imagine them. And there are newspapers and networks across the world that will pay millions for their inside story of the royal family. So it's dangerous for the royal family.
Right, which touches exactly on what is happening at the moment. You're an experienced member of the media, and I'm utterly convinced there is somebody sitting on a stack of emails, as high as you like, and every week they go, right, sell another one to the media, and I don't blame them.
Yesterday, apparently, his team tried to hire trolls to smear Giuffre.
There's one coming out every week, and somebody's sitting on a stack of emails, making themselves a fortune. Well, good luck for laying their hands on them. And so this is gonna be drip fed and drip fed and drip fed and drip fed for as long as I can see. It's simply not going to go away.
Do you banish him though? What do you do with him?
Yeah, send him into exile. So the king,
a Western super mayor or something?
The king and the Prince of Wales need to send the pair of them into exile, into deepest southern France. Get them a gîte or something that they can do up, a chateau or something.
Why was this? What does this keep doing things up? He's a lazy sod.
So he's got something to do.
Right, okay.
Buy him a rundown sort of chateau then, if you don't buy into my 3-bed semi idea. Get him a rundown chateau in the back end of nowhere in France.
They can build a utility room.
And send them into exile.
What do you make of Prince Andrew? 0344 499 1000. Martin Tweedle. Isn't that a great name, Tweedle? Mr. Tweedle. No, he's not dumb. Morning, JK. If Starmer is away, does that mean we'll have Mastermind at PMQs? David Lammy. I mean, that's the ultimate. Look at Bleksley's face. Hi, Jez. Mark Rowley has been the wettest police chief in history, and we thought Cressida Dick was awful. I don't know why I said it with that intonation. He's not in charge of anything. Puppet on a string comes to mind. A country that lets ex-jihadi fighters lose on British streets doesn't surprise me that rapists are walking free. This country is on its backside. Morning, Pete. He says, good morning, Jez and Peter. A poor imitation of MG. Well, we're doing our best. The so-called powers that be in this country are slowly waking up to the fact that the mainly silent majority have had enough. I agree with this. The COVID debacle was where a lot of this state control got a major hold of us. But the worm is turning. Reform is the only real help for us. The majority, the silent majority, will have their moment. Let's talk about, that's a very good point about COVID. I didn't get too involved with COVID because I wasn't on air, but this station did a great job. Today, Chris Whitty, I just pause and go, he's not really, is he? Admits that lockdown didn't help during COVID. I'm not sticking up for Johnson because he let me down massively. But all those scientists that gave him all this information are now backtracking, are they?
But look at
Chris, you're not so witty now, son, are you?
But look at the powers that were so hurriedly given to the police.
Yeah.
Without any debate,
yeah,
without any questioning, without any legal precedents to rely upon,
yeah,
suddenly the police were empowered beyond their wildest dreams.
Pete, honestly, I'll tell you this, I've never said this, but I remember the day, I remember Johnson doing his thing, I remember looking at my watch, I went out and bought 30 tins of Heinz Big Soup, what the hell was wrong with me? I'd never eaten it, the bit with big vegetables, but yeah. I remember walking, we lived in Windsor, I remember saying to Vic, right, it's 9 o'clock, let's go out for our walk with the baby. 9:58, we better get home. Armed police on the, literally in the streets. Yeah. And you look back now and you go, it was a cold, right? In essence, I'm not being rude, and we were all panicking. But I maintain, politically, I don't think anybody knew what they were doing, and I don't think anybody would have done a better or worse job than the government that was there. It's an appalling. You're right, though.
You may be right on that, but the facts are the police were suddenly given these sweeping powers, and I think they revelled in them because, of course, what it meant was all other types of crime dropped hugely, dramatically.
Yeah.
People were at home, so the opportunities to burgle those houses didn't exist. People weren't leaving their bikes unattended because they were at home. People's cars were on the driveway. So that changed
the way they thought about crime,
so
right?
All the crime went down hugely. All other types of crime. People weren't out on the streets, so they were stabbing each other.
So they were finding crime to investigate.
But then they were empowered with a whole new raft of laws, which is why we saw people being fined for having a cup of coffee. I know that later got rescinded, but they revelled in those powers. What are you doing on the street?
Just going to Marks and Spencer's to buy my tea. What's the matter with you?
All of that kind of stuff.
Right, listen.